Greetings and welcome aboard to the Heavy Metal Truckers. We are your hosts. I am Pincushion, that is Doppler, and that is Frosty. And in this video, we are reviewing the latest album from Whitechapel, Hymns of Dissonance. And go.
I'll go ahead and go. I'll get mine out the way. I listened to Whitechapel. Let's see. I first heard of them back in 2007, 2008, somewhere around. Pincushion introduced me to them. First two songs I remember hearing by them was "Breeding Violence" and "Vicer Exciser." Those are the first two. Since that era of time, I haven't listened to them at all until this album I was told to listen to.
I'm sorry, Hymns in Dissonance is the album. My bad.
I've never been super strong on the really harsh vocal metal style or anything like that, so Whitechapel, Impending Doom, Suicide Silence, all those freaking harsher vocals. I don't know. It's just never resonated with me, and I think it's just like there's something lacking for me in the music behind it, because the music is what draws me to it, not the vocals, not the let's see who can get the lowest growls. So, I think that's why I don't listen to a lot of this stuff by them and all that. However, with this album, I got I listened to I'm going to be honest, I wasn't able to completely listen to the entirety of the album. However, I did listen to the majority of the album. The only reason I didn't listen to is because the stuff that happened to me the other night on the road. Yeah. However, I did listen to the majority of it, and I mean, it definitely kind of has that same aspect vibe of old school Whitechapel that I remember listening to way back when. So
really,
I'm like, yeah, no, I definitely caught aspects of it to me. It gave me aspects of it. I mean, you can tell that there's a lot of modern modern vibe to it. However, I was able to catch up on some old school aspects. I mean, I'm not a big Whitechapel fan. I'm not a big, so I mean, would I buy the album? No. Would I go and actively try to listen to more of the songs or anything? Probably not. However, I mean, me venturing and listening to all these albums in their entirety, I mean, it was interesting getting putting in something different into my musical listenings and all that. So I mean, as far as album rating is concerned, I don't think I could give a complete and accurate rating because I didn't fully listen to it in its entirety. However, from what I do know, I would probably give it maybe a 7.5. Again, I'm not the big Whitechapel fan, so it is how it is. Fight me.
Fight him in the comments.
That's my review. That's my review. You all guys have fun.
Ready? Sir?
Alright, so Whitechapel. They're another one. I don't remember when I first heard them, but it's been probably close to 20 years, if not 20 years. They're a band that I've never been a fan of. I just, yeah.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah. I've probably heard 5 or 6 songs of them, period, before this. Couldn't tell you the name of any of them. probably wouldn't even recognize them today if I heard them again because it's been so long. But I never cared for any of them. That being said, I wanted to go into this album with an open mind, even knowing that I've never cared for these guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I did. And I'm still not a fan. Musically, it doesn't do anything for me at all. And it was weird because, like, a lot of these songs,
It's
they
the
would...
music behind it.
Yeah, like, a lot of these songs, like, the beginnings of them would be like, okay, all right, I like how this is starting. And then it would completely go away from that.
Mm-hmm.
and you'd be like, well, shit. Like, you started so strong with this first little bit, that kind of an atmosphere, and then it's gone.
You're like,
why did...
oh, here we go. And nope, never mind.
Yeah, like, why even tease me like that, and then just poop on it,
This is definitely a chocolate bar.
Yeah. Like, my favorite song on the whole album was the short little interlude towards the end.
I like that one too.
It was the only one that kept the nice little theme going through the whole song.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Where the rest of them didn't do that, and it just like don't do, like, there was even one song that they had. I was like, I really like this riff. Like, for about 15 seconds, there was this riff towards the beginning. I'm like, man, this is a good riff. And then they never did it again. The rest of the song, it never came back. I was like, son of a bitch.
They're just straight musical teases. That's all it is.
God damn it, Phil.
It got frustrating. Like, I was, like, vocally the dude's not bad. Like, vocally the dude's got good vocals, but musically it just kept losing me. There were times, I hate to sound like my grandmother here, because when I was listening to metal when I was a kid, she'd be like, it's just noise. There were times in this album it felt like I was just listening to noise. It just it didn't do anything for me. Like, I kept having to grab my... I kept
some funny shit, I tell you what.
Yeah. I kept finding my brain wandering off and having to grab it back and say, nope, we got to pay attention. And
we have work to do.
Yes. And like, I couldn't do it. Now, I'm not saying they're a bad band. I'm not saying that anybody that loves them is stupid and shouldn't like them.
Correct.
Your taste is just different than mine. Nothing's wrong with that. Doesn't mean you're right, I'm wrong. I'm right, you're wrong. Enjoy.
Well,
everyone's wrong. What?
Yeah. No, we just different taste is all it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it just doesn't work for me. This was, in terms of albums that we listened to on this channel, this was down there with the Amaranth album for worst album we've listened to.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like, I didn't enjoy it at all. Like, between them, like, going with these great starts and then just completely running away from it and not even whatever, or like that riff that was, God, it was a damn good riff, and then just never use it again.
There was that riff, and watch it play.
It was like they had amnesia in some of these songs. I didn't know what was going on. Or they were getting Alzheimer's or something. I don't know what the hell's going on. The progression of Alzheimer's in a song. I don't know. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to bash them. I'm really not. It may sound like it. It's just, for me personally, it doesn't work for me.
Now he's all man yelling at the sky.
Yeah, no, like I said, I know there's people out there who love these guys.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you. Keep listening to them. Keep listening to what you like. Nothing wrong with that. I know there's people that hate bands that I love too, so it's fine. But yeah, I ended up giving this album about a 4.
Damn!
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, it's not one that I would ever go back and listen to.
They got better than a 3.
Yeah. It just, again, that's personal preference. I know there's a few other fans in there probably go like, man, this is a great album, and give it like a 9. Your opinion, nothing wrong with that. It's just not for me.
Fight him in the comments.
Yes, write me in the comments.
Send your hate mail too. Alrighty. So I am now going. Honestly, I might not even need this. Funny enough. I'm gonna go into
Wow.
it. So, get on the ball with things. I first discovered Whitechapel years ago, probably around 20 years ago. That was probably around the This Is Exile era. I can't remember if it was like Possession or As Exile, the first track I listened to, but I began to hear stuff from Somatic Defilement, which Somatic Defilement was just gnarly. And it was, especially at that time, I was starting to get into just wanting some more aggressive things. I'm like, this is solid. And then This Exile came, like, I listened to all of This Exile. I'm like, this has got to be one of the best fucking records I have heard, like, ever. And they kind of would release new ones afterwards. New Era of Corruption. That one came out. That one was still solid, but a little toned down. Then they came out with the self-titled. Okay, I'll just do this. And then they came out with whatever other album. I'm like, God, what the fuck is going on? So, many years later, 20-year fast forward, they've come out with Hymns in Dissonance. And guys, let me tell you, why the fuck did you have to pick an album cover for someone that is trypophobic like I am? This album cover is a fucking nightmare to look at. I cannot look at it. Like, for our background, I am actually going to have to find something that just says Whitechapel and listed on there, because I can't look at this album cover. Trypophobia, look it up. I can't deal with it. Like, it will cause me to faint. Or come close to it. But anyways, went ahead, listened to it. And pros. I'll start off with pros. So pros. Solid guitar work. Solid vocals. Solid drums. Solid bass. Cons. Wow, you did a great job of being a cookie cutter fucking Lorna Shore copy. Like, guys, what the fuck? Like, this is the biggest clone of modern just wall of sound that no one can fucking understand, or that no one can comprehend. I have heard. Like, it was so fucking all over the place. Phil, your vocals were fantastic, but seriously, I did not know what the fuck was going on with the instrumentals. It was just endless R2D2 going haywire. And Phil, your scream, like your high screams, don't know where they came from. I don't know if you were practicing that, but like, they're well done, but they just not for me. Well done. Overall, this whole record just, it was so like, God, the low end was just the flubbiest thing I've ever heard. And like, guys, what the fuck happened? Like, deathcore actually used to be somewhat decent, and it just turned into, let's see how fast we can go and how sludgy we can get while also going a million miles an hour on everything we're doing, and it just turns into a shit fest. And then get all the way down to track number 8, Bedlam. You guys remembered where you came from, and you guys remembered how to actually have some instrument and some rhythm. Because once upon a time you did. It was called This Is Exile. That was one of the best fucking records you've ever made. Besides your first one, which I've already forgotten that I've already mentioned.
That other album with the words on it.
Yes, that one. I've got some time. I can actually look up which one it is. Somatic Defilement. There we go. That was a solid album. But guys, after going back, listening to this and going, this was... I don't even know. I went back and I listened to the whole thing of This Is Exile. This Is Exile. 2 guitars. A bass. Vocals clearly understandable. Drums that were nice, solid, just everything punched hard. But not to the point of being completely muddy. The vocals were dark. They were menacing. The guitar work was dark and menacing because I remember you even saying, or one of you said that in an interview, one of your guitarists was influenced by black metal, and you can hear that in This Is Exile, because there are some very haunting riffs, and it is nice. This, you're not getting higher than like a 6 or 6.5 from me. Like, what the fuck? You guys used to...
I was gonna say, when you brought that up, I would rather listen to Lorna Shore than this album.
You know me. I
don't even care for Lorna Shore.
I won't even touch Lorna Shore with a 10-foot pole. Will, as a vocalist, Will, you are amazing. You're well good in what you do. Absolutely phenomenal.
Yes.
What you're doing with modern deathcore as a whole, I'll stick to this side of the fence. You guys do what you want. Same thing with this Whitechapel. You guys are doing good. Well, you guys are really doing good with what you're doing. I'm just not 20 years younger. It's just not 15, 20 years ago for me anymore. I'm not into deathcore like that anymore. I used to be big into it, but especially like this new era of deathcore is just... You got R2D2 just smoking his electronics, trying to play the blast beats as quick as he fucking can. You've got your guitar guys are trying to clone themselves 5 different times, so you have this enormous wall of sound that... How can anyone fucking understand, like, what notes you're playing? And then the vocals were so fucking buried.
I'm not the only one that felt that way. I'm glad I'm not the only one that felt that way.
Yeah, and the vocals were just either so buried, or the wall of sound was meant for quad tracking some guitars and doing some decent fill-in, not having like 7 guitars in a full-on Dolby surround sound where you can't determine one fucking note. Maybe there are some of you that can, but this just no. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it like 6.25. I'll be fair. I give it 6.25.
At least you gentlemen were able to get through the album. I couldn't.
Yeah,
I'm the one that gave it the highest rating. That's the funny part.
Yeah.
I was trying to be nice, Devin.
Don't be nice.
I ain't gonna be nice if it ain't deserved.
Motherfucker, do you not understand what we're about? We're gonna have to kick you off the show if you don't understand what we're about. We're about honesty. I don't give a flying fuck if I offend someone on here.
I mean, I probably like the full honest rating would probably be between a 6 and a 7.5. That would literally be my.
Go with your.
I don't have like an exact.
I'm not trying. I am never trying to be nice on here. I will go in and I will say, respectfully, the work you're doing on your instruments and what you're doing individually is you're doing it well for this section or whatever the fuck it is you're trying to do, but overall it may just
my ears ain't listening no more.
Yeah, like
it's just not for me.
Yeah, so guys, everyone fight us in the comments, because you're probably gonna be like, well, if you didn't like this, maybe you'll like this deathcore. I'm just waiting for it. But
we all have our own musical tastes. Get over it.
We do. And Frosty, you got to keep in mind, we started this channel because we wanted to give perspectives of metal from two guys who did not give a flying fuck about what other people said on here. We are going to give straightforward, no bullshit answers, and that's what we have That's what we have done for the past almost 2 years of doing that. Well, it's been almost 2 years of doing this.
Almost.
Almost, yeah, almost.
But for the almost 2 years we've been doing this, I have never cared to be nice about something. It's going to either sound good or I wish you luck on your next try kind of thing. Because we can easily be respectful on it, but we're not going to sugarcoat shit.
I'm going to be honest and upfront. Like,
exactly.
If I don't like it, I'm going to tell you, just like I did.
Exactly. So.
Oh yeah.
So damn, no higher than a 7. Okay, well, modern deathcore guys, do your thing. We're gonna go ahead and go this way. All right, guys. Well, like I said, find us in the comments. We're really glad you could be here. Yeah, really glad you could be here. Hope you did enjoy what we had to say, even though most of you we probably pissed off half the metal crowd, but don't give a flying fuck. So, guys, until next time, keep rolling heavy.